bending. Good day. Maria, thank you for your donation. Good day, CW. How are you? All right. Today is Monday, August 12th, 2024. And let's get right into morning prayers and hope everybody's well. And we'll continue with St. Catherine of Siena with the really poignant explanation of the state of souls. Forgot my water. Would you do me a favor? Thank you. In nomine Dei, Matronam Nostrae, Dei Misum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany and in Catholic contemplation humbly venerate the Divine Family. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to attain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iusum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostrae. O Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things, with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven. O Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. And let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. Let us ask Deum Matronam Nostrae. O Deum Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all, because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Quick story I just want to relate on healing thyself, and how important that is to come to that, to do your own research on getting better. My son-in-law had just a complete bodily breakdown, and he was very active and everything, and he just he lost all his energy, and he had spoken to a friend and a subcontractor, and he was saying that he was going through the same issue, and the subcontractor friend said, go see this doctor and he'll get you better. So he did, my son-in-law did, and found out that the guy prescribed him, the quote-unquote doctor prescribed him antidepressants, and to actually go and cheat on his wife, to wake himself up. It's where we are in this world is just phenomenal. And thankfully, he walked out of there with, an understanding that these doctors don't know what the heck they're talking about. So he ended up researching himself, and one of the things that he got into, because you know how your sons and sons-in-laws never listen to you, but this is good. This is the way God, the Trinitarian Theophany, designed it, as we can see in the book. So he's learned about fasting, and meanwhile, my son-in-law is back at work, and the other guy is still in bed a month later, depressed. So the moral here is, seek what's right, and the Trinitarian Theophany will guide you, and with prayers and help, you'll figure it out. All right, today we're going to continue with how this soul was in great bitterness on account of the blindness of those who are drowned below in the river. And we're going to get partly into how the 3 steps figured in the bridge that is in the Son of the Trinitarian Theophany, the Son of Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who is Deum Iesum Christum, Son of both, signify the 3 powers of the soul. Okay, so we're going to go part through that one because it's long. Then that soul, tormented by desire, considering her own imperfections and those of others, was saddened to hear of and to see the great blindness of creatures. Notwithstanding the great goodness of the Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in particular, having placed nothing in this life, no matter in what condition, that could be an impediment to the salvation of creatures, but rather arranged for the exercising and proving of virtue in them. And notwithstanding all this, she saw them, through self-love and disordinate affection, go under by the river and arrive at eternal damnation. And many who were in the river and had begun to come out turned back again, scandalized at her because they had heard of the sweetness, the sweet goodness of the Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who had deigned to manifest himself to her. And for this she was in bitterness, and fixing the eye of her intellect on the Eternal Father, she said, O inestimable love, great is the delusion of thy creatures. I would, when it is pleasing to thy goodness, thou wouldst more clearly explain to me the 3 steps figured in the body of thy only Son, Deum Iesum Christum, and what method should be used so as to come entirely out of the depths and to keep the way of thy truth, and who are those who ascend the staircase. I'm just going to interject for a moment. I'm getting like a clearer vision of the Trinity as I read these and as I ponder and contemplate it, because it is a simple notion, the Trinitarian Theophany, of God the Father who was, is, and ever shall be, God the Mother who was, is, and ever shall be, and God the Son who was, is, and ever shall be. But what's sometimes confusing to me was their roles. And did they have roles? Did they have equal roles? Did they all do each other's thing? And it's becoming clear to me that they have distinct roles that are different from each other, just as a normal family does in the world here. So contemplate that, and I think that might help a little bit more as to who does what, if you will, at least to our understanding. Okay, now we continue with the second part. How the 3 steps figured in the bridge that is in the Son of God, Deum Iesum Christum, signify the 3 powers of the soul. Then the divine goodness regarding the eye of his mercy, the hunger and desire of that soul, said, O most delightful daughter, I am not a despiser, but the fulfiller of desire, of holy desire, and therefore I will show and declare to thee that which thou askest me. Thou askest me to explain that the figure of 3 steps, and to tell thee what method they who want to come out of the river must use to be able to ascend the bridge. And although above, in relating to thee the delusion and blindness of men, tasting in this life the earnest money of hell, and as martyrs of the devil, receiving damnation, I showed thee the methods they should use. Nevertheless, I now will declare it to thee more fully, satisfying thy desire. Thou knowest that every evil is founded in self-love. Thou knowest that every evil is founded in self-love. And that self-love is a cloud that takes away the light of reason, which reason holds in itself the light of faith. And one is not lost without the other. The soul I created in my image and likeness, giving her memory, intellect, and will. The intellect is the most noble part of the soul, and is moved by the affection, and nourishes it. And the hand of love, that is the affection, fills the memory with the remembrance of me and of the benefits received, which it does with care and gratitude. And so one power spurs on another, and the soul is nourished in the life of grace. I'm going to stop there because that's really powerful stuff. So I see and I'd like if each of you would take a moment to, and in the comment section, not the chat, although I don't know if the comments are available while the chat's on, but let me know what you think or what you discern are the three different roles of the Trinitarian Theophany. And well, you can see here where we get into trouble and heading on that lower road is self-love. So let's practice the opposite of that. All right, let's get Mass started. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hanc immaculatum hostiam, quam ego indenius famulos tuus offeriti Deum meum vivum et verum, pro inumidiribus peccatis et offensionibus et negligencies meis et promnibus circumstantibus sed promnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et iris proficietat salutem. Deum qui humanae substantia dignitatem midibidit condidisi et midibidus reformasti da nobis spiritus atque et uinum mysterium eius divinitatis esse consortes qui minitatis nostrae fiat dignatus es patriceps. Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Oferimus tibi Deum caricem salutaris tuum de peccantis clementium, ut conspectu divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra totis mundi salute, cum adore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam rate Deum Iesum Christum et sacrificium sacrificium nostrum et conspectu tu hodie, placiat tibi Deum matronam nostrae Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificite plata prosequendo et capere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas sancoblationum quam tibi afferimus amamorum passiones resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Dei matronam nostrae, et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et Istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem et salutem, et iri pro nobis intercedere dilentur in caelis, quorum amorem agimus in te despediendum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate ut meam equestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat ab Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipia Deum Iesum Christum, sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudem et gloriam nominis sui, ad uditatem quoque nostrum totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, surusum corda, habemus ad Deum. Gratias habemus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te iutor clementes me mater et pater, Deum matronam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum Nostrae, supplices rogamus ac petimus, uti accepta habeas, et sanctificas sanctam sacrificium ilibata. In primis quae tibi efferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam quam pacificare custodire ad honore et regere digneris toto veterarum atquae catholicae. Memento Deum famorum Creaturum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron and family, Maria and the Line Weber family, the Cahill, Kendrick, Dasco, Nye, Kane, Tafor, Vegan, and Wolf families. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantis Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse, or any human abuse, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium exchange with no usury, and fair justice. We ask for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this society, as Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum would want. We pray for wisdom on how to prepare canned foods to store long-term foods in case of an emergency. We pray for the elimination of all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes. We ask for a reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity, and that all quote-unquote gay marriage be banned. We ask that women cease working for Freemasons and corporations everywhere for all time, that this transition of a collapsing monetary system be short-lived and a new Catholic one be permanent in its place. We ask that all pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately and forever. All these things we ask in accordance with the Trinitarian Theophany's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fidis cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi efferimus, vel qui tibi offro hoc sacrificium laudis, prosis visque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum prospe salutis et amitatis suae, tibique redunt vota sua aeterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et momone venerantes in primis gloriosae, semper te matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum, Papae Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis praecibusque concedas ut in omnibus protectionis tuae muniam ad auxilio pediendum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem acceptabilem quae dignitis ut nobis corpum et sanguinem fiat didictis mi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur, accepita panem sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelo mate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum sum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit, fregit didique lumis sui dicens accipite et mandocate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simini modo postquam ceremonia est, accipiens et hunc praeclarum calicem in sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, et in tibi gratias agens, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecravit, dedique luminis sui dicens accipite et vivite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissione peccatorum. Haec est cum purificaditis in memor faciatis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui, sed plebs tua sancta justum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passiones nec non et in fedis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosa ascensionis afferimus, praeclare maiestati tuae de tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio axore novutur respicieri digneris. Supplices te ragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, iubi hac preferibile manus tuum ut quod ex hoc altaris participatione sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subsenimus, omni sanctificatione caelestia gratia repeam reperendum in Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Robert McCarthy, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum, quis gentibum locum refugerii ducis et pacis odora geste procamar pedinum Christum Deum nostrum, per quem haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotentium unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea Matronam Nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Dea Matronam Nostrae, Materam Deum Iesum Christum misericordia nobis, peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quaesimus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beate et gloriosa, semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius pacem in diebus nostris, ut opi misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per indum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Haecum extio et consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum fiat excipientibus nobis in et salutem aeternam. pax tecum, et quoque apote. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Dei matronam nostrae, qua pronte Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum abonibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis males, et fac me tuis semper in harare mandatis, et a te numquam separare permittas, qui cum meo edem Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et regnam aeternam, perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indignus sumere praesimo non mihi proveniat in judicium et condonationem, sed pro tue pietate prosit mihi ad tu dementum metis corporis, et ad bedelam principiendam qui vivis et reinas, cum Deum matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem, et nume Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostrae non sunt dignius, ut et subdete meis, in tapte diquerbo, et sina patronum mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, ut et subdete meis, in tapte diquerbo, et sina patronum mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, ut et subdete meis, in tapte diquerbo, et sina patronum mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuum Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus, quae retribuit mihi, calicem saitaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudantium vocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis salvusero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Cordore subsimus Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiamus, et te munere temperae fit nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quotsam se et sanguis quem putavi adhariat, visceribus meis et praesta ut in me non remaniat scelera macula quem pura et sancta reficerunt sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, ite mises Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequium servitutis meae, et praesta ut sacrificium corroculis tuae maestatis in illus alto di tibi et acceptabile mique et omnibus, pro quibus ilut optoli siti miserante perpetuabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostra et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, gratias. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the immaculate heart of Deum Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of sinners. And I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. And I ask of thee pardon of those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Thank you for all being here, or thank you all for being here. Good day, Denise and CJ. I hope everybody's well. Yes, so no final words other than be happy, and please go and sanctify all those who you meet. We'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. Have a great day.